Hi, I'm Laura Coard with Aidex, and I am the Indiana representative. I am an educational sales consultant for Aidex, and today we're going to be talking about very unique technology careers.
All right, thank you so much, Laura, for taking the time to talk with me today. I really appreciate it.
I should say you here.
Thank you. Could you let the people watching know who you are and what you do and who you work for?
Sure. I'm Laura Coard with Aidex Corporation, and I've got the best job in the world, I think. Aidex is a manufacturer's rep organization, and what we do is we provide training equipment to schools. So I get to do that in Indiana, and Indiana has the best customers and the best schools of anywhere, although we do cover other states, so I'm sure that the sales reps there would say the same of their customers. But it's a great job. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I've been doing it for 14 years.
Wow, that's incredible. How did you get started in this career?
Oh boy, that's a story. Well, when I was in high school, I'm sure they had the industrial arts and the ag programs, but I was nowhere near those. I was just college prep or doing my thing. And my mom was a nurse, and my dad was an HR guy, and I didn't know what an HR guy was, but I knew what a nurse was. And I thought, well, okay, I guess I'm going to become a nurse. So I did the CNA path through high school. I was a nurse's aide, and fast realized that nursing was not for me. I mean, bless their hearts, those nurses, but not for me. So I decided I needed to do something else. And so I thought, well, maybe mental health technology or something. And Vincennes University is in Indiana, and it was relatively close to home. So I decided to go to Vincennes University for mental health technology. Enrolled and everything, and something wacky happened. I don't remember the details, but the course was canceled. So here I am accepted, ready to go, but I don't have a program. And my dad worked in Vincennes at the time, and he said, hey, I heard there's this new thing called robotics. You should go check it out. And I'm like, well, I've got nothing better to do, So I go over there, and the class had already started or something, but I walked into the lab, and I've never seen a lab before, and it was filled with a bunch of guys, all boys. I'm the only girl standing there. And I get in there and I look around at all this equipment that I have no idea what it is, and all these fellas, and I'm like, I think I can do this. This is going to be fun. And I've never looked back. So I've always been in the technical field, maybe not doing actual technical stuff. My first job out of college was sales, but I'm so thankful for the understanding of the technology and that I still get to work with technology. It's just been a great ride for me. I've really loved it.
That's great. I can hear the passion in your voice, and that's really incredible. So I think that's very interesting. For all the young women out there that are hearing your story, I mean, how does it feel, or how was that experience? Being the only girl in the class, and what advice would you give to young women out there that want to pursue a career in engineering or robotics or something along those lines?
I would say just do it. There was, you would think there would have been stereotypes or people were mean, or everybody just embraced me, and I just was one of the guys, and it was just wonderful. I mean, I did everything they did. I would say don't ever hesitate. I mean, with anything, if you even have a little bit of a curiosity or an interest, just go for it. Who cares what people think? It is what it is. And I tell you what, like I said, I've never looked back. It's been the best thing ever. So I would tell anybody anytime, if you even think you might want to do it, just like what I was thinking with the nursing, I'm glad I tried that. I'm glad it didn't work out, but at least I knew, so don't ever hesitate to try things and check things out.
That's great advice. I think, a lot of the times you don't know what you don't know, and giving something a try, you don't think back, oh, what if? You did it, you tried it, and maybe it wasn't for you, and maybe it was. So that's great.
You never know until you try, right?
Yeah. So Laura, I can definitely hear the passion in your voice for your career, and I love to see that in people. Can you share with us some moments that have just really stood out to you while working with Aidex, and anything that just you've kept in your heart over these last 14 years?
Oh gosh, there are so many of them. I mean, just the generosity of the people that I work with at Aidex. I mean, the people, the customers that we work with. I mean, I think one of the coolest things I get to do, though, is I get to see things happen from the ground up, literally. I mean, I have some customers that say, I want to put a new fabulous lab in, and here's where it's going to be. Here's the building, here's the ground, we're going to build it, and so I get to get in literally at the ground floor by helping them do lab layouts, where the electrical drop's going to be. I mean, it's just a neat thing to be able to help people realize their visions. And so there have just been so many, I can't even begin to name them all, Michelle. It's just amazing. And the people I've met, the places I've gotten to go, it's just, well, one place I got to go was Japan. Who would have ever thought I would have gotten to go to Japan? I got to go to Japan with FANUC, and I got to see robots making robots. I mean, who gets to see that? I got to see that in this job. So it's just been wonderful.
That's incredible. I hope to be able to make the Japan, the FANUC open house one of these years. So maybe we'll go together.
Oh, yes. When they invite you, go. Don't hesitate. Just say, yes, I'm in.
Awesome. Awesome. Tell me a little bit about your interactions with the students themselves.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of times when we go and we talk to instructors, the students are in the classroom, and, just to see somebody, just their wheels spinning. I mean, I distinctly remember we would go around and do demos with this piece of equipment from Amatrol called a Skill Boss, and it's a factory in a box. And you put that in front of a student and it just starts running, and they just look at it and you know not to bother them because they're thinking, and then after about 2 or 3 minutes you come up and you go, you like that? And they're like, yeah. And then when you have another student that has actually used the equipment that begins to tell the other guy or girl how it works. I mean, that's just a thing of beauty that you've helped educate somebody. And it's not just learning for no reason. They're learning to get a fabulous career. It's just they're going to go out and make a ton of money doing something that they enjoy doing, hands-on learning. I mean, it's just a great feeling all in all.
So you actually brought up a great point, and I was going to ask it to you later, but we're going to kind of throw it in now. We send out questions. We put a post and we said, what do people want to know about CNC and manufacturing? And you kind of mentioned one of those questions. It's what kind of career can I have in manufacturing? Can you help me answer this for the people that are watching?
Well, what I found is that if you have a technical background, the sky is the limit. I mean, if you can talk the talk of a purchasing agent, if you understand what you're buying, if you're a salesperson like me, as long as you know the technical background, you can go sell whatever it is. And the true manufacturing, I mean, I think a lot of people think manufacturing is dirty still and dark. Some of these factories are beautiful. I mean, it's just amazing when you can, if you ever get a chance, anybody out there, to go see any factory tour, do it. I've been to some wonderful places, and just to see and hear all that's going on in there. I mean, I think the possibilities are truly endless. It's just a fabulous career, and there's so many different routes that you can take, and you never know where you're going to end up. I mean, I would have never thought I would be in sales after my robotics course, but it happens. And I was going to say too that by getting a technical degree, it doesn't mean that you can't get into management and do other things. Like I was able to go back and get my bachelor's degree, and the company that I worked for paid for it. So even though I had a technical degree, I was able to get a 4-year degree, and so that it's just a lot of different opportunities. It's endless, really.
That's incredible. And obviously, since you're going in these schools and you're working with different types of technology, is there a new type of up and coming technology or something that has just come out that you're particularly excited about, something that may take these young minds to the next phase of innovation?
Well, people are going to think that you and I planned this, but I really like your EDU mill, the little EDU mill, because
I'll take it.
yeah, we did plan. No, we didn't plan that actually, but it is very exciting for me because what you have are two technologies in one system. And what is really neat about it too, it's called the EDU mill. It's a combination CNC machine and 3D printer, and it can even print metal, which is really up and coming and very cool. And the other thing though is a lot of people when they think of that, they think, oh, I could never afford a CNC machine, or how big they are and everything. The EDU mill is a desktop mill, fits through a standard door. And I mean, we were just at the IMTS show, and every time somebody went over to look at that, they're like, no way, this is really cool. And then when you pull out the parts that it can make and you show people, they're just blown away by it. So those types of technologies are really exciting, and I love talking to schools about those types of things.
Yeah, this is why you're in sales. You pitched that way better than I could have.
All right. Thank you.
I'm really happy to hear that. That's literally exactly why we designed that machine. So I'm glad that it's having the intended results. And we thank you for your partnership in getting those in the schools. And hopefully we're inspiring some future machinists, designers, prototyping. Who knows what great technology is going to come next.
Absolutely.
So Laura, I mean, you have been an absolute pleasure to talk with today. Again, I really thank you for your time. And speaking with me has just, you've really helped share some really great insights on education and where we're going.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I sit here and I talk about myself, but really Aidex is a team of people. We've got, 16 wonderful people that I have the pleasure to work with every day. And together we just work hard to keep our schools and customers happy. And we love what we do. So there you go.
So for any schools, professors or chairs, anybody in an education setting, could you let them know what territories Aidex covers and how they can get a hold of you if they have more questions?
Yeah, most certainly. We cover Indiana, Illinois, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Nebraska. And you can get all of our contact information at aidex.com. We love what we do, and we would love to work with you. We cover all different kinds of technologies, and it would be a pleasure to help be a partner and a resource for whoever wants to call us. And I always say, we may not be able to help you, but we've been doing this long enough that if we can't, we can certainly find someone who can help you. So give us a call.
That's awesome. So you know a guy that knows a guy.
Yep.
That's great. Thank you again, Laura. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. It's been my pleasure.